Hello everyone, and welcome to Orange University. On tonight's episode, we're going to play some Rakdos Goblin. Well, with Lorwyn Eclipsed, we got a few crazy good goblins into standard, namely these two little cards right here. The Boggart Cursecrafter and the Boggart Mischief. This is a goblin creature, and this is a goblin enchantment. Guess what? The Kindred enchantments are back, and they are way better than what we saw before. So, you might think Bitter Blossom was good, getting you a free fairy every turn, but Boggart Mischief is a blood artist on a stick. Whenever one of our goblins die, each opponent loses 1 life and we gain 1 life. It's an enchantment, so a little bit harder to interact with against our Rakdos deck. But more importantly, when this card enters, we can blight 1, and if we do, we get 2 goblins. And those goblins will obviously eventually die, and we'll gain life, and our opponent will lose life because of it. And Boggart Cursecrafter is a 2-mana 2/3 Death Toucher that does pretty much the same thing. Whenever another goblin you control dies, this creature does 1 damage to each opponent. You don't gain the life, but it does the damage. So we can actually, kind of ping our opponent out that way as well. Now, in order for these to work, we obviously need a lot of goblins. So we have our Searslicer Goblin, or whenever we attack, at the beginning of our end step, if we have attacked that turn, we get a free goblin. So, it's not legendary. We can stack these very easily. And we also have the new Mudbutton Cursetosser, a 1-mana 2/1. That says whenever you play this, as you had to pay an additional cost. You either behold a goblin or pay 2 more. We don't want to pay 3 mana for 2/1, right? So we got to behold a goblin. The whole deck is full of goblins. We got no problem with that. And what this does is, this is a 2/1 that cannot block, but when this creature dies, destroy target creature an opponent controls with power 2 or less. This is how we get those Badger Mole decks. Just with a Mudbutton Cursetosser, our opponent wants to block it because if they don't block, they die. And they don't want to block it because if they do block it, they'll lose their main tempo card. So that's another reason why this is in the deck. Now, the rest of the deck is a little bit on the original Goblin side with Burnout Bashtronaut, Greasewrench Goblin, and I cut the Howlsquad Heavy all the way down to 1 because, 3-mana 2/3 that keeps bringing us Goblin does seem pretty useful. Giving all other goblins haste seems great. But you know what's an even better card? 3 mana, just a Nova Hellkite, right? This is a very bursty deck. If we can 3 mana deal 4 damage while pinging down an opponent's blocker, this is insane. So we have 3 Nova Hellkite in the deck and only 1 Howlsquad Heavy. I initially started the deck with 4 Howlsquad Heavies, and the more I play, the more I realize, just how much better Nova Hellkite is. And I see a lot of Decklist that runs it, so I'm not the only one who thinks that. We also have Taster of Wear from Lorwyn, a 3-mana 3/2 that says, whenever it enters, we get to look at target opponent's hand. A target opponent reveal X card from their hand, where X is the number of goblins you control, and you can just take a card from it, and they exile it. If it's any sort of sorcery, you can even cast it. So that's way better, right? It's a dot cease that we can then cast. But the trick in this deck is that it says equals the number of goblins, not the goblin creatures. Boggart Mischief is a goblin, as I learned, today when I play the games. It is not just goblin creature. So if we have a Boggart Mischief, it's add 1 to the X count. So that helps a lot. A lot of times you want to look at your opponent's entire hand and take out the 1 card you want they might play. So that's kind of the idea. So let's talk about the deck list, shall we? So turn 1, we got 4 Burnout Bashtronaut, we got 4 Greasewrench Goblin, and 4 Mudbutton Cursetosser. So 12 1-drops kind of ensure that we have a 1-drop on turn 1. Then on turn 2, we got 4 Searslicer Goblin and 4 Boggart Cursecrafter. Pretty good turn 2 to follow up once we have our creatures to either get more goblins on board or make sure that our goblin always does damage. Going to turn 3, then we have Boggart Mischief. This is a pretty good card. If we have a Searslicer Goblin that already created a 1/1, we can just blight that 1/1 and then get 2 1/1s out. Or you can always blight a Boggart Cursecrafter. It goes from a 2/3 to a 1/2, which for a Death Toucher, it won't matter as much. We'll get our 1/1s anyway, and we're not losing much on damage. We can also, of course, Taster of Wear. We also have 1 Howlsquad Heavy for turn 3 and 3 Nova Hellkite for just that rushy damage. Now, along with that, I still want to have a little bit of interaction with our opponent, right? In standard, you always want to have interaction. So I put in 4 Burst Lightning, which is very good at killing those Badger Moles, killing those early game creatures. But not only that, Burst Lightning can also deal damage to the face. Could be one. It could be 1 mana for 2 damage. Could be 5 mana for 4 damage. Maybe we just need to push that extra 4 damage to win the game, and that's where Burst Lightning can help and be better than Shock or any other 1 mana 2 damage spell. Along with that, though, I have figured out to play Nowhere to Run. Before, I was running cards that burn, Lightning Strike. There's a new Goblin card that's Boulder Dash that deals 2 damage to one and 1 more damage to another. What I've noticed is the standard is still flooded with those mono-white enchantment decks. The Hexproof Ward everywhere kind of deck. Well, Nowhere to Run kind of shut all of that down. So this is a very good card in just stopping an entire deck. And for our deck that can't stop them from gaining life with the Shelter by Ghost, Nowhere to Run puts a kibosh on exactly that. So that's kind of the idea of the whole spread of this deck list. Now, of course, we're a Goblin deck, so we're only going to run 22 lands. I wanted to run 21, but with the amount of 3-drops that we have, I think 22 lands is fair. We have 4 Blood Crypt, 4 Blazemire Verge, and 4 Multiversal Passage. So all of that gives us the black, red, the Rakdos lands we need. I also run 3 Cavern of Souls. Let me put it over here, actually. 3 Cavern of Souls to cast all the Goblin spells, to not let them be counterable. And then I have 5 mountains and 2 swamps. Obviously, more mountains than swamps because the Blazemire Verge default to swamps. And I want to be able to cast my red spells early game as well. And that's the whole idea of the deck. Pretty straightforward Goblin deck, but let's see how well it will do. Alright, our opponent is Neo, the Brilliant. The Brilliant Neo. Well, we get to go first, so there is that at least, but hand's not that great. We get some grease. Try to grease it up. Red. And Goblin. We'll grease it up again. Discard up to 2 cards and draw that many cards. Not the greatest. Cinder Strike's weird. It does blight and all, but it's just not the greatest damage-wise. Do I just want a Nova Hellkite? I mean, I guess. I'm not doing anything else, right? It's gonna Helix one of the grease. A Braid. Alright. Damage is damage. He's down to 12. Carrot Cake. I hope he's mana screwed, but I know he's not. Oh, he was mana screwed? Man, that's Christmas for me. Goblin, let's behold. Oh, he's just gonna GG. Good game, Neil. You are not the one. Alright, our opponent is I Like Cards. Do you? He is also brilliant, but we go first. Yeah, I mean, we got 1 drop into 2 drop. I say that's pretty good. Behold a Goblin. We got a Greasewrench Goblin. We got ripped. Seam ripped. This is blue eye control, huh? Seam ripped again. It's getting tapped, it won't do much. I'm gonna get split up. Didn't get split up. Also didn't get the other card. Let's just attack first. Maybe there's a different spell they want to play. There isn't. I want to discard 2 cards. Do I want to Taster of Wares him? He really only takes 3. And he's just going to counter it. so I don't think I bother to do that. Get lost. Those are pretty bad cards. Let's get rid of them, see if I can draw something better. Sort of. I feel like I just get board wiped here. No matter what, right? Unless I can get a cavern, I don't think this matters. And even if I get a cavern, I don't get the next goblin. There's no more lice. Alright, if he's no more licing, he's not gonna kill my stuff. That's a pretty good card. Here's a Day of Judgment. Do I slam it for 5? Let's just slam. For 4, not 5. I wish it's 5. Another get loss. Let's get a Boggart. I feel like there might be a counter spell. Well, one of those games where 4 Cavern of Souls is not going to help when you don't have any in your hand. Oh, what's in your hand? Elspeth. How much am I afraid of an Elspeth? Very, very afraid of an Elspeth. That would probably wreck me. I could play as Elspeth though. He didn't console on this turn. Why didn't he console? I think I could. Oh, if an instant sorcery, you may cast it. Oh, we beat him! Ha! You like cards? How about them cards? Alright, our opponent is Joey G1005. Hello, Joey. Are you a G? Oh, well, he is a G because he goes first. How's it going, G? It will be pretty hard to play. I mean, can I play the Kindred Enchantment? This is only creature spells. No, I cannot play it. Cannot play the Kindred Enchantment here. Alright, red. One Goblin. And I'll play my Bashtronaut. Yeah, let's get the speed going. We can kill it. But at least we'll get the speed there. Torch. Alright, that means this won't die as easily. Because he torched. Sunbillow. That means I kind of had to put this on red. Do I? I don't need to put this on red, right? Red just lets me have burst lightning. Let's put it on black. Okay, thanks. Behold, a goblin. Let's see this burn deck do its thing. They already torched the tower me. Frontline rush. It's getting 2 1/1 goblins. When you unlock this door, exile the top 2 cards. He's got more frontline rushes. I mean, I guess. This card can't block. I guess we play this, because, like, I don't know. Mana Screw is not fun, right? He's gonna have to play his frontline rush, but what is he gonna use it on? Just more 1/1s? Voice. Voice is scary. Voice is the main scary card. I can kill the voice. Let's attack first. Do I attack with the 2/3? Yeah, I think I'll be okay. Get more damage in this way. Mischief. Blight this. That means my creature died. So I get to destroy your voice. Alright. Every time a goblin dies, he takes 2. You can frontline rush something. Create 3 1/1 gremlin. Gains menace, lifelink, and haste. So they have menace. Do I care about this one dying? I get 2 damage in this way, right? Compared to 1. He gains 3, but then he takes 4. I could play the Burnout Bashtronaut. I cannot burst lightning him anyway, so I don't have haste. So no point in holding this back. I do have double strike though. Surveil. Good luck. Unlocks. Attacking creature gets +1/+0. Not gonna help him. Restless Ox. Let's stop the ox from oxing. Ollie oxen free. Yeah, you use that mana. He's attacking into a first strike, a double striker. He's just dead now. I mean, you know, sometimes people don't have to think, right? Here's all the damage in the world. GG. He could have blocked. He could have tried to survive a turn. He didn't. Alright, our opponent is Count Terrace, the Collector. We go first. Black, red. Seems pretty good. I'll go with this. How's it going? Not the greatest hand, I would say, but, you know, it could build into something, right? And that's really what matters. White mana. I mean, we just get Seam Ripped here. Yeah. I knew that was going to happen. No worries. That was part of the strategy. Let me just Grease Monkey first. And then we'll behold the grease. It was greasy. Alright, he's going to get a warded up creature and we're going to have to kill that. No, he's just going to Seam Rip me again and I'll be annoyed. I'm already annoyed. I hate this deck. This deck does nothing. But it's still better than Vivi. Look at this. Whoa. Whoa. That moose. That's so funny looking. Or elk. Sorry. It's Lorwyn. It should be elk. There's a Oko in here. Our opponent is not here. He Seam Ripped one of my creature and decided I don't have any more Seam Rips. I won't play this game anymore. I can remove every one of my opponent's creature. What kind of a game is this? This is Avatar, right? I think this is Avatar board. We got the Mandolin, Veteran Survivor. Is he gonna survive? Dude. It's a 4/3 Survivor. Man, I wish I can use my mana for something. We just kill, right? I think that's the plan. Before it gets any bigger, get that out of here. I do have a Boggart Mischief that I could, you know, sack to the Mudbutton if he has Smaller creatures that could potentially hit. Second veteran survivor. A most helpful weaver. Alright. Now we're talking. So we're gonna name dragons. No, we're gonna name goblins here. Don't need to play this. Do I take out the veteran survivor or do I take out the... I could attack first. If I'm gonna play the Mischief, maybe I do attack first. What if he double blocks? Then I have nothing left, right? If he single blocks, what do I have? A removal is what I have. Blight one. And I mean, this card gets scarier because of exiling, so let's get rid of that. Well, we can. Goblins. I don't need that for dragon. This will be a 3-2, so it will be hard to get rid of. Jesus. How many survivors do you have? Well, I guess that was all the survivors. Still. You know, hate to see all them survivings. Alright, he'll get a double striker. That's pretty annoying. The Wonder Weave Aerialist will also fly, right? No, he won't fly. Taster of Wares. It won't do much. These will trade. If he blocks, at least. He takes 4? He takes 4. Alright, the Wonder Weave Aerialist is down, so that's good. He'll give this double strike. He might also give us Shelter, if he top decks Shelter here. You know. Sometimes the opponent gets the best cards. Double Strike's not trample, so he does 1 damage, he does not gain double the life. That's all I got. That's all I got. It's a scavenger. Well, if I draw a land here, it's double strike. No need to block more than once. I don't draw a land there, unfortunately. But this is also pretty good. This X card, where X is the number of goblins you control. You choose 1 and exile it. Attack for 1. Just thinking about whether or not he blocks. If he doesn't block, that was all I can do. If I draw a land, I could have Nova Hellkite, but hey, you know, I only have 21 lands in the deck, so there was no guarantee of me getting there. That was a weird pump. If you put it over there, would have been slightly better, I think. Burst Lightning. Well, I don't have 5 mana, so I can't get through with just Burst Lightning here. If I double attack, would he block? If he doesn't block, I get nothing. Oh boy. Three of my goblin guy. Does he take 5? Takes down to 3. We can play to collect Taster of Wares. He's got no cards in hand. I got 1 Burst Lightning. I guess we'll have to let him get the legendary on. Do I? No, I don't think I do. Wow. Nice top deck. I mean, that's all I can do, right? Feathered Flight. Still gets it. I don't think he can attack unless he top deck Shelter. But if he top deck Shelter, I'm just screwed. So, here we are. I'm at 25. That's a lot of health. Right? Yeah, that's a lot of health. If I can draw another land, that might be a different game. But, oh, he played his land. I don't know if I would do that. Okay, well, here we are. Take 7. G. Man number 5 win game. Alright. Our opponent is Ace M73. Ace M. Ace M's letting us go first. We got a 1-drop and some good 2-drops, so I'll take it. Also lands, maybe not the best, but also not the worst. I think we want to start playing some red spells first, because we are going to be bottlenecked on red and have a little bit more black. Let's see what happens. Can we get anywhere? And where's our pets? Oh, I guess Arena refresh and just erase all of our pets. So that's what happens. My Arena just kind of refreshes and erase pets sometimes. Right, Appa's back. Hi, Appa. But I guess the other one is gone. So I did get a black mana, but I'm pretty sure I want the Searslicer. So let's splice it out. Make some more 1/1s. I did get a red mana, that's what I meant. So I'm not bottlenecked on red and have to rely on black mana, but this is still good. We can still do it. Strategic beat. That is not very good, huh? Wow. I could make 2 1-drops. I suppose making 2 1-drops here will work, right? Enter tapped. Here is a 1-drop. Here is another 1-drop. Let's behold a goblin. Behold, the Burnout Bashtronaut. Make more 1/1s. Next turn I can technically turn the Greasewrench Monkey into a 3/4. If nothing else happens, I guess we'll do that. Let's go for the attack. Or do I go for Burst Lightning here? Just to get double strike on. I mean, I don't think I'm going to turn the Greasewrench Monkey, right? I mean, I just get an extra 1 damage. How much would that matter here? Now he's not doing anything. I'm just going to eat the Black Sun, I guess. Oh, he can just quit. I didn't know how to get anything. He didn't. Did he play anything here? Just gave up. Alright, our opponent is Raise 80-25. We get a go first with a Bashtronaut and some Greasewrench. It's not too bad, I suppose. I'll keep this hand. We'll bash. Bastronaut's always good as a star. We get the speed going, and we... they can't really block next turn against the Bastronaut. They can remove Bastronaut, but they can't block it, because it is a 1/1 menace. Unless they somehow have a 1-mana 2/1 card. They do not. So that's good for me. I can then play a Blazemire Verge. Play our Grease. I don't know if this Lightning Burst is going to matter, but I'm going to hold on to it just in case it'll matter. They're black-white. So the Burst Lightning could matter. Create a 1/1 colorless creature with Changeling. Grip creature gets +1/+1 and is all creature types. So, they'll make a 1/1. And that's it. I'm not even going to Burst Lightning this, since I can do this. Warp it in. Blow this up. Free damage. I'm gonna lose life, right? So this is life loss? Lose life. Yeah, I can just make him lose life and I can get faster speed. Split up. Okay, never mind. I cannot do that. Not anymore. But we can Howlsquad Heavy. That's okay. I do get max speed, which now I can use to get burst lightning on. Snare. Annoying, but we'll take it. A land is not what we needed here, but I will still play it. Do we Boggart Cursecraft? No, right? We deal this 1 damage. And then we'll make that 1 damage to 2 damage. And we make this 2 damage into 4 damage with the Cursecrafter. That's not too bad. First strike on his turn. It's not that great, is it? If I draw a land, I would rather Nova Hellkite. If I draw anything else, I can just Burst Lightning it on my turn. So I don't know if this is necessary. Yeah. Alright. Ooh, those are both good cards. If I attack, would he block? I guess we play this first. There's no interactions. I get to look at 3 cards from his hand. He's got to choose 3 cards to show me. And I get to discard 1 of them. I don't think it's too relevant here, but it's a fake, right? It's not... I'm not using this for that particular reason. Four. X number of goblins you control, you may choose those cards. I don't know how I got to 4. I only have 3. Oh, that's a goblin. That's funny. Alright, they do have Day of Judgment and Annex. I don't care about those. I guess he could have a snare. Let's just take Day of Judgment out. He blocks, he takes that 1 damage anyways. He's gonna snare something. Snare my where? Okay. I don't draw a land, but I draw another taster of where I can look at it in hand again. Yeah, let's do that. I don't think the Songcrafter or Cursecrafters are a necessity here, whereas in this, it's more annoying for them. I can look at 3, right? Alright, they got us another snare, a Patchwork Banner, and an Unholy Annex. They can't play the Annex or they die, so take this card out. I could have taken out the snare, I guess. I don't know what he could have done with it, but honestly, he can keep playing the snares. I don't care too much about those. Alright, here's a Songcrafter. I'm just gonna play another Songcrafter. Does he have 4 mana for the Black Sun? I don't know. He could, right? If he Black Suns, I will lose all of the value. Yeah, I don't think I need to. Just Burst Lightning one of my cards will be 3 damage. Will be 2 damage. Oh, GG anyways. Good game. Alright, our opponent is Bernie's Mountain Dog. He's the Mountain Dog. Go first. 2 black. Kind of painful, but... Do we mulligan his hand, though? I do have 2 Burnout Bashtronaut and a removal. Going first, though, I really want to be able to hit my 1-drops. So, Let's mulligan and see what else we can hit. This is... I would say it's better, right? Do we put away the mountain or the Blood Crypt here? I do need 3 mana for most of the stuff that I want to play in my hand. It's kind of tricky. Keep 6 and I guess I'll put away the Taster. If I draw a land, I'll feel kind of bad, but there are only 21 lands in the deck. So if I don't draw a land and I draw other 3 drops, I'll probably feel even worse. There's a Goblin. Ha! Oh man, I knew it was gonna be one or the other, right? Alright, we're getting hexed. I need to blight 1 in order to get 2, and I'm not gonna be able to blight 1, so here comes all the trash. Guess I had to I don't know. Holding this up feels bad because I'm not doing anything this turn, so let's hope for a potential interaction from our opponent or a shared route. It's annoying, but we will have to live with that. He's ramping. Do I want to use that? No, I don't think so. I'm probably Boggart Mischiefing here, but I lose my card draw. Still. Pretty important card to hit here. I don't know. The start was not the best, even after mulliganing. And that is something that I do not look forward to. I guess we'll get a Songcrafter out and try to attack him. Oh, he blocks. Okay. I don't want to lose my creature for no reason. It's more fun for him to lose his creature for no reason. I'm not playing this land. Won't get me anywhere. Affinity for Forest. Whenever a land falls, create a 3/4 with reach. Alright. They will get indestructible. As long as you control 10 or more lands, it gets +2/+2. Pretty annoying. I can deal 4 damage. I guess we do that right now. Because we can. And see what we hit. A Bashtronaut is not the best, but an attack here would be pretty good. The Songcrafter is Death Touch, right? Blocks anything else, you'll have to take 2 from my creatures dying. He's down to 3. We can push for that lethal. Okay, he's getting a very big board. That's pretty scary. He's gonna get a bunch of tree folks. He's gonna keep chaining that. Wow, none of those are lands? I'm sorry. That's kind of bad. We'll go to my turn. You gotta discard. I guess he might think he's gonna block. But the problem with blocking is that every goblin that dies deals 2 damage. And he is at 3. So he just dies from blocking. Unless he can gain life somehow, this game is over. Well, we beat Bernie's the Mount Dog with our bad start. Kind of tricky, bad cards, but we'll get there. We got there, is what I meant to say. Well, let's just turn these cards sideways. See what he wants to do with it. Oh, look, a block. Double block. And another block. Sure. I'm not even gonna bother. Look, you kill all my creatures. Here's what happened when all my creatures died. You take damage, and I don't think you have enough life. GG! Welcome back, everyone! Now that you saw all those Rakdos Goblin games, how does this deck feel? It was a fast deck. It is a very strong Goblin deck. It plays exactly like how you expect Goblin to do. You play creatures, you hit face, and then you win. This deck now, however, is a lot more resilient to board wipes because of our Boggart Cursecrafter and our Boggart Mischief. We have a wide enough board of 3 or 4 creatures that we will consistently put out damage, right? 3 or 4 1/1s are still dealing 3 or 4 damage a turn, which is a clock. Not only that, though, our opponent doesn't really want to board wipe us. Every time they do, they'll take damage, or they'll get drained. And that means they'll still lose life, and we don't have to rebuild as much. Then another board of 2 or 3 goblins here or there can kind of just close out the game, because we always start the game at 20 life. We can kind of rush there, and that's the whole point of any Goblin deck, is rushing to that 20 damage. All you had to do is count to 20. If you remember back in the days, if you play 20, 30 years ago in Magic, the first rendition of Goblin decks, it is just a very basic math test to see if you can count to 20. If you count to 20, you win. That's how this deck works as well, but just far more expedited. And that's good for modern meta, otherwise it just will not hold water. And that's all I got for you today. Thank you very much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time.